In the context of Gen Z, what I'm worried is that firstly, we are starting to earn at a later stage. My previous generations, they started their career when they were 20, 21. Now career starts around 24, 25. And they want to retire at 40, 45. Because the time frame is less, they try to compensate for the stringed time frame by taking extreme risks. Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Financial Freedom series. Retirement used to be the last chapter. Now it's a new beginning. Youngsters are planning for it, looking forward to it. And elders, they can't wait for it. I have with me Srini from ICICI Prudential Life Insurance and Vivek from PolicyBazaar. Now, the landscape around retirement has changed a lot. Earlier, people would fear retirement. Now I see even elders waiting for it, even embracing it, and youngsters planning for it. How do you see this rapid change?
Now what has happened is no one really thinks of retirement from a ab main kuch nahi karunga, I will withdraw inwards. That itself has changed. Okay, and why has it changed? Because one, lifespans are increasing, right? Till about 20 or 30 years back, the average Indian was living up to maybe 60s at best at an aggregate level. Two, earlier, after your active employment phase, you pretty much did nothing, right? The typical visualization of a rocking chair and that cane stick is where the visual cues of life after work.
She is right. I think people want to follow their passion. Maybe somebody wants to open a cafe after they stop working. Maybe some people want to go trekking. Actually, that is something that is a new trend in India, really catching up, right? Which is a very, very.
I'm going to come in right there and pop that bubble. This whole Gen Z, blah blah. Sorry. I love these guys. They're awesome. They're totally cool. But the reality of the thing is, all that is fine. Your lifespans are going to be longer. You're going to be healthier. You're going to have all the time in the world to remember me and time kind of a thing. But boss, you need to pay the bills, right? There are going to be bills even at that stage. So all those of us having aspirations of retiring early, guys, plan for it. It's important to tell them the nuts and bolts of it. It's not just I want to do something, it's going to happen by itself. You got to do things today in a disciplined way, planning for your life after you're 40 or 45, whenever you want to retire. It takes a lot of discipline and a lot of planning. So that is something, it's a message which we need to drive home. It's not just wanting to retire at a certain age, it's not going to make it happen.
So, in the context of Gen Z, what I'm worried is that firstly, we are starting to earn at a later stage. My previous generations, they started their career when they were 20, 21. Now career starts around 24, 25. And they want to retire at 40, 45. So the working shelf life has actually reduced drastically.
Absolutely, yes.
And because the time frame is less, they try to compensate for the stringed time frame by taking extreme risks in their financial planning. And that's really dangerous because another aspect is life expectancy currently is 71. By the time they retire, it'll be touching 80 maybe.
I think it's a great point, Pranjal. Shorter work spans in which you have to plan for a longer post-work span. The ancient scriptures, there's this shlok called Jivema Sharada Shatam. Okay, it means may you live 100 years. Okay. Today, Sharada Shatam, 100 years, it's going to be a reality. So, coming back to your point of shorter working spans plus significantly longer lifespans is a reality that people should come to terms with and start planning for it.
I think when we retire, but our expenses don't retire.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, I'm still.
I missed that. How did you get that? I missed that.
I think that is something that is very, very important. On a serious note, I think what you were talking about earlier, that the whole giving time for wealth creation or to build your retirement corpus, I think starting early is very, very important. But you should start, and you can always keep increasing that
as your own income increases, affluence increases.
इसमें ना एक और factor is that everyone wants to plan for retirement, but they don't realize that always short-term, medium-term goals take precedence over long-term goals because they feel more urgent. So when you do a general purpose saving for all your goals, it's the retirement that takes the biggest hit. That is why I feel planning separately through a separate instrument for retirement is essential. And to me, a good retirement product is a product in which you cannot easily redeem, because otherwise you will redeem. And people see that as a downside of that instrument, and that's an irony.
No, I think you are absolutely right. I think there should be a difference between what you are saving for your short-term and medium-term goals and something where it is a long-term goal. And I think some kind of discipline or a lock-in, like which is there in most life insurance plans. There is a lock-in of 5 years, right? Minimum 8 to 10 years horizon is what you have to look at for life insurance products. I think that forces a discipline and also ensures that you will not withdraw from that corpus so easily, because you have a lock-in. And I think that kind of ensures that you build a sizable corpus for your retirement.
Think of it as a strict teacher. When we were being students in class, a strict teacher was someone that we would often kind of thing, right? But honestly, if you look at maybe your strictest teachers were the ones whose lessons have been imbibed the deepest, right? I know a little bit of a forced analogy, but the point I'm trying to make is insurance is discipline. And the irony, like you rightly said, Pranjal, is at times held as a criticism of the product category, because for all great things, you need to give time. All great financial goals, you need to give time. And therefore, if you have a product which in its design has a time element baked in, good for you.
Actually, the most interesting option there is that you can have a joint life option, that you get pension for your lifetime, and after you pass, your spouse can get pension.
Right.
And even the invested amount can actually be then returned as legacy to your nominee. So very, very interesting concept, and I'll tell you why. And I think a lot of people miss this point, that a fixed instrument which is guaranteeing for the next 30 years, 40 years, and if you live till 100 for 50 years, it is very, very hard. I'll tell you one thing, that when I started working, we still used to get FDs at 10%, 11%. Now, if you go with the top banks, I think 6-6.5% से ज़्यादा मिलना बहुत मुश्किल है.
Great point, absolutely.
And I think if you can lock in an interest rate for the next 30, 40, 50 years, I think that's a brilliant instrument. But somehow, I think people miss that point. People feel that maybe 7% today is not too much. But if you look at it, it's a guarantee for 40, 50 years. It has a lot of value.
Yeah.
Especially in case of retirement.
Yes, and एक और चीज़ है ना कि the good thing is insurance companies nowadays are also coming with plans where this guaranteed income will also increase.
That's important.
Will also increase at a rate which I'm telling you today. Okay, so now nothing is going to be a complete inflation hedge, because inflation could keep anything. But if I keep telling you कि सर अगर आपको इस साल पहले साल में आपको 100 रुपए गारंटी दे रहा हूँ, अगले साल 105, 115, whatever, you have a predictability, right? The moment you have predictability, you're in much greater control. So that's the other thing about annuity, apart from the things which Vivek just spoke of.
Okay, wow. So, I hope this will help. The conclusion is, with the right plan, having a separate pot, and buying an instrument that does not allow you to liquidate easily is the right way to go about it. If you follow this plan, in most probability, you will not be fearful of retirement. You will actually look forward to the freedom it brings. In the next chapter, we'll talk about the ultimate freedom. This feeling that our family is safe, no matter what happens. In the final chapter of the Financial Freedom series, we'll discuss the future you can't predict.